Hey guys, thanks for joining us again on RPMHD. I am Shannon. We are here today with Drew Skillman, grandson of Ray Skillman, and we are here today in their race shop / showroom, and basically we're going to get the lowdown of everything that goes on here. So Drew, I know that you work for, the Skillman industry, but you also race.
Yeah, I have two jobs. The first job is I work at a car dealership. I'm a used car manager over here at our Ford store, which is located in Greenwood, Indiana. And then I'm a full-time race car driver. So I get best of both worlds. So I get to work here with family business, and I get to race with my family.
What kind of cars do you race?
I race several cars. I have a Pro Stock car, which is a Chevrolet Camaro, 2018 car. And then I have a stock eliminator car, which is a Ford Cobra Jet, which is built in 2010. And that's what I've been racing since I started.
And when did you start?
2010 was my first year in a race car. I grew up around circle track. My grandfather ran ASA for a long time, Hooters Series for a very long time. And so I grew up in that world. We took a hiatus for racing for 8 years.
Wow.
And then ordered some Cobra Jets just to collect, which you'll see the collection here soon. And that didn't work out at all. So we ended up racing them one time. We were horrible, and so we went back again. And we were horrible, so we went back again. And now we've been racing for almost 9 years.
Wow, that's incredible. Now I know that obviously racing and cars is a big part of the family. What inspired you, and what was really the drive behind why you wanted to start to race?
Always been around it. My whole life been around race cars, been around people that were race car drivers. A lot of our employees are ex-racers. Just spent a lot of time around them. So you get the bug there, and I just generally enjoy competition.
Right.
Always have, always will. I'm not the biggest guy on earth, so wasn't a great basketball player, wasn't a great football player, so racing was my niche to get into.
That's awesome, that's awesome. Are you the only family member who races?
No, absolutely not. My grandfather races, my father, and myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, and we have a lot of grandkids that are coming up that I'm sure will probably follow in here.
Follow into the family footsteps.
They're all getting into their teens now, so I'm sure it's going to start coming up.
Did they drive stock cars, or do they drive different?
No, only thing we race right now is drag race cars.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Do you guys build all of your cars here? Do you have someone that you go to?
We work extremely close with several manufacturers.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the technology and the time it would take for us to develop an entire program, it's
incredible.
impossible. Yeah. So no, we use a lot of people. Jerry Haas, RJ Race Cars. We have a ton of people that we do a lot of business with. So even in the sportsman side, there's a lot of great sportsman chassis people.
Yep.
And we utilize their technology.
Basically kind of pulling things that work from other people and building it for your
team. And we mix
team.
match a lot of stuff. It's just how we develop our packages is by experimenting with small things at a time, and then it builds into a program.
Seeing what works best and then taking it from there and saying like, this piece needs to go, or we need to add this.
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. So Drew, your family is big with Ford. How did you end up driving a Chevy car?
I'm in a unique situation. We are a Ford dealer and a Chevrolet dealer.
Okay.
So we have both brands. So it's not like you're exactly jump ship.
One or the other.
One or the other. Yeah, I am a big Ford fan. The sportsman programs are great. Great factory support and everything.
Awesome.
The Chevrolet program kind of fell in our lap. It had a turnkey program that we could step into with the elite motorsports people. So we went that route, and that was obviously Camaro based. So that's how we got there.
Have you been enjoying driving the Chevy?
Love it. Pro Stock is an interesting class. The cars are so similar between the Fords and all that. The engine platform right now for the Chevrolet is the best out there. So that's the reason we went that route.
Do you find a lot of other people are also driving Chevys out there?
It is a Chevy show right now.
It's a Chevy show.
Yep. I think here in the future, very near future, you're going to see a lot of different brands come in, because they open it up to use similar engine platforms in different manufacturer cars. So I think you're going to see a lot of Fords, a lot of Mopar product, and possibly some Toyota stuff. It just depends how that comes.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be very interesting to see what kind of comes about in the coming years, and see how the industry changes and what people kind of tend to
Absolutely.
shift towards.
They made a great decision opening it up to other manufacturers.
Absolutely, it just kind of expands that whole area of racing. And
Absolutely.
Absolutely, that's so cool. Well, Drew, thank you at least for spending a few minutes with me chatting so we can find out a little bit more about the family history and what you guys all do here. Now we're gonna take a quick little tour around the showroom and see some really neat stuff.
I think you'll see something you like. Welcome, guys. This is my grandfather and my father's collection. It's 100% open to the public. The building was built in 2007, and that's when the collection all came together. All of his collection obviously couldn't keep at his house, so it was in every friend's garage or spare barn. So it took almost a year to actually get all the cars back together, trying to remember who had what and what garage, and kind of get it all pulled back together. And obviously he's collected some more because he had more room. Since then, there's everything. We are not brand specific. We have absolutely every brand across the board. So you never know what you're gonna see in here, and it revolves constantly. Buying and selling cars, obviously what we do for a living. We do that with the toys too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Nothing's not for sale. Everything's for sale around here, but it comes with a price sometimes.
Of course,
Yep.
because these are beauties, these are rare, they're special, and they're in just beautiful condition.
Absolutely.
Do you know how long your grandfather has been collecting for? Is this something he's been doing for a
I think
while?
he is a lifetime collector. We keep finding stuff that, I mean, all the way from his childhood. So
Right.
there's a go-kart in here that was his as a kid.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of cars he's had in here for 40 or 50 years.
Wow, that's incredible. You guys have everything in here.
Yep, everything from Mercedes, Corvettes. The bicycle collection is a new thing. He got into bikes a couple years ago and kind of collected all the ones from his childhood, and there's stuff from the 1920s.
Where did the Evel Knievel bike come from?
That was traded in on a car, believe it or not.
Really?
Yep, that is a dealer trade-in. I don't think it's ever been actually ridden anywhere. It just kind of showed up here one day, and here it sits. Yeah, we try to keep stuff semi-organized. Obviously, when you have stuff packed in like this, you get a new car that would fit there. Sometimes they don't go there. So,
Right.
yeah, it takes weeks to move stuff around in here.
I'm sure.
The Corvette row is one of his biggest collections by far. He's always been a huge Corvette fan.
So would you say that's one of his favorites?
Absolutely, absolutely.
fan.
And that's actually one of my favorite cars, the 63 split window car. One of the rarest cars out there. Really nice car, won a ton of awards. I restored that yellow car when I was 18.
No way.
Yep, still not finished because I restored it when I was 18.
Right.
So, 69 Z28, houndstooth yellow interior, original yellow car, black striped car. They're never done. There's not a car in here, it's done. This is actually my car. This was the car I drove in high school.
No way.
Yep. I found another one that had less than 1,000 miles on it. So this is my baby.
The original.
It was almost totaled out by the time I got done with it.
It was high school.
So I found one in mint condition and I bought it. So I have my high school car that I'll have forever.
This is the baby.
Yep. 04 Mach 1.
And your grandpa obviously still, works on cars. He's very hands-on. I mean, we walked in and he's out in the
He's
front
working
in
on
the
a
shop,
Corvette
and
right now.
And
Yep.
he's got a baby that he's working on.
Absolutely. He's been blessed that he has great partners and people that are in his store, and now he's in his 70s. He has more time to work on these cars. So he still is extremely involved in the stores, just takes more time for himself now.
He has people that he trusts to take care of the business.
So he can play a little bit.
So he can play a little bit.
It's about time. So.
Exactly.
Still races.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, he'll be racing until they say he can't. I mean, he's not a quitter. That's one thing. you
Until
can
they take his
guarantee.
license away.
Until they take his license away, he's driving.
So he's been racing for a long time.
A very long time, yeah. He started in, I think, the 1950s in Owensboro, Kentucky. They had a dirt drag strip down there, and that's how he started.
And that's where the love started.
That's where it all started.
You guys don't just have cars in here. I mean, you have signs, you have
A carousel.
It
That
is
was
gorgeous.
a rotten down pile of parts when we got it.
It looked nothing like it does now.
Nothing. No, the horses were beat to death. I mean, there was none of that stuff was painted. I mean, it was
So it was pretty much
It was a-
fabricated
yeah.
and painted and glossed up. And
early 1900s.
wow.
So there is just a little bit of everything around here. A lot of these things are in the higher end of the restoration scale,
Mm-hmm.
so the buyer market is a lot smaller.
Right.
Because it's not a $20,000 Corvette that you can pick up and work on. It is a fully completed,
Exactly, everything.
show-ready
Yeah.
car. So the market's a lot smaller for that. But yes, everything is for sale. We have a full-time salesperson here that takes calls, gives information, works deals back and forth.
Do you have a lot of cars coming in?
Yeah,
like, constantly?
always. Yeah, there's always something getting picked from across the United States or even out of the country. So just depends what you kind of hear about and just follow your leads.
Yeah. So how often is everything waxed and shined?
Every single day.
Every day.
Every single day. Yeah, there's a full-time gentleman there cleaning cars. He's here every single day.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
Make sure everything.
a really clean shop,
Yeah.
but dust still falls. So
Of course.
yep.
We're gonna warehouse.
And if they
still.
quit leaking, they're out of fluid. So that's how you can tell an old car still has some in it if it's still leaking. So these are all original factory lightweight cars down through here. We don't have much stuff. Most of the stuff is 60s muscle car era.
Okay.
90% of it.
Is that because it's Grandpa's favorite?
That's the good stuff. That's when they were putting horsepower in cars.
Well, thank you, Drew, for taking some time out of your busy day to chat with us and show us some of your family history and share with us some of these amazing, amazing cars. We really do appreciate the time that you spent here with us today.
You guys are always welcome. Thanks for coming to the shop and thanks for supporting us on the road.
If you guys are around, come check out this showroom.